I think like one thing about myself is I love like just being by myself, you know, and being outside in nature. You know, and that's something I've always seen like in a poetic way, you know, like nature and all that. And it's really nice, you know, it's real peaceful. It helps me like calm my nerves down. Like whenever I'm going through something, I just go outside and be like, you know, let me just relax and like just enjoy the nature. But I mean, like right now it was kind of hot, bro. It's like North Carolina, like it's like 85 degrees out here and it's humid, so it's terrible. You know me, I'm from New York, so it's like this is bad for business. For, you know, it's like I never really needed nobody to be me. I always adapt myself in order to like deal with people, and that happens a lot in my life. But it's nothing bad or good, you know. It's really how you like you shape things. Because if somebody not treating you right and you're trying to adapt yourself to like, you know, mess with them or something like that, like, you're gonna find yourself like, you know, messed up position yourself. So you really gotta prioritize you for real at the end of the day. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it's way too hot out there. It's only like 80 degrees, but like, you know, North Carolina heat is too crazy, gang, too crazy. You know, I had to come here, like, you know, get a nice little cool on. What's good with y'all? Today, I really wanted to talk about, like, temptation. But not only that, just, like, having that, like, mental strength as a person, like, what it does, you know. And for me, like, temptation comes in so many forms. It's definitely something I've struggled with in the past, you know, because it's such an underlying thought, and you know, just like some subconscious pressure in your mind that forces you to do things that you'll end up like being confused later after doing. And you really gotta like be able to recognize these things, like, you know, I'm tempted to really like do this or talk to this person this type of way, and that's not you. But because you were habitually over time, you know, you build up those habits, and it's really difficult to avoid that temptation. And I can say, especially with like adult videos and stuff like that, you really gotta stop looking at them. But over time, you'll see like how much it corrodes your mind. It's definitely something that you can like struggle with, truly. For me, it kind of like changed or warped my perception of women in a way, seeing them more as objects, looking at the body rather than the personality. Not all the time, of course, but you know, it's stuff like that affects you in that way, and you'll lose opportunities because of like how corrupted your mind is over time. Looking at stuff like that over time, you know, like just stop gooning. It's really important to build that mental sanctuary in your head, because like seeing somebody who's confident in themselves, or like, you know, they got it together, and you don't look at stuff like that, but you treat women with respect, and you know, you have a more mature mindset when it comes to women. It's definitely way better with being able to build those relationships and your image as a person. If you care about that, it definitely like can affect you, even like when you have a girlfriend, or like if you're in a relationship, you know, looking at adult videos, or, you know, gooning, or, you know, things of that nature. It's like you kind of lose value in your partner, you know, whether that's a man or a woman, because you see all of these people with maybe the same body type or different types of bodies that you may be attracted to, or you may like, or whatever like that, and then you end up looking at your partner and they're not that, you know. And seeing things of that like that, it's like you kind of lose your own value and the value that you see your partner as, because you're always going to be comparing them to somebody who may have like that model type of body, or the BBL, or, you know, whatever. And it's unrealistic, because at the end of the day, comparing people or comparing yourself to others or comparing anything that you want to do in your life can only take away from you actually achieving that. for your own progress and your own success, truly. It's like being tempted to do all of these things, and I'm tempted. I found myself tempted a lot, going to college, like meeting people who drink. I found myself tempted, or or even like smoking. I found myself tempted to do that simply because I'm around them. So being around people who, bad or good habits, you'll find yourself copying that, or sort of like, being inspired to do those things that you're doing. If, you see that they're enjoying it, when in reality it can always either positively or negatively affect you, truly. And you really have to like take that into consideration because, as our parents always said, like, just because they did it doesn't mean you should do it. So you always have to make sure that you're doing what you want to do, and regardless of anything that you go through in life, is it really what you want to do? And that's really important because a lot of people end up like doing all these things, but that's not you at the end of the day. And you have to recognize, like, who are you? Who are you as a person? What do you stand by? What are your codes? Do you have morals? Like, to take that into consideration. And over time, like, the more you conduct yourself in a healthy manner and a way that you deem acceptable and that you're happy with, you'll always see yourself being able to move through life in a more optimistic manner, better, happier. And that's really important. Yeah, like,
And my best friend ain't
yeah.
backing out, is still on site. Fool, I'm the only one out here on the night loose. I'm the only one out here on the night loose. Trophy case still light body, need a race stripe. And these minerals on my body.